One of the main plot points revolves around Osman Bey's pursuit of establishing the new state and dealing with external and internal threats. As the Nökers follow Osman Bey's trail, their actions reflect a much larger movement, one of loyalty, betrayal, and power dynamics. The Nökers' role in this episode could provide us with crucial insights into Osman Bey's journey. Are they simply following their leader's orders, or is there a deeper layer to their involvement? Could they, at some point, question their own loyalty or make decisions that could undermine Osman Bey's authority? As we know, loyalty has always been a central theme in the show, and the Nökers' relationship with Osman Bey is complex. They've been loyal to him, but as tensions rise, it will be interesting to see how their loyalty is tested. We might even witness moments where some characters show cracks in their devotion, questioning whether the cost of loyalty to Osman Bey is too high. Furthermore, the path Osman Bey is on is fraught with challenges. His struggle to unite the tribes and create a powerful state requires cunning, alliances, and strategic thinking. It's clear that the obstacles he faces in episode 180 will test his leadership and force him to adapt. As the storyline advances, we must also consider the influence of external forces like the Byzantine Empire, the Mongols, and the internal factionalism within the Turkish tribes. These enemies continue to play a crucial role in Osman Bey's fate, and their presence could either lead to his downfall or serve as a catalyst for his triumph. Internal struggles. Could some of Osman Bey's closest allies turn against him? The shifting dynamics within his ranks could be explored as the Nökers begin to question whether Osman's path is the right one for the future of the state. Tactical shifts. With the Empire's pressure mounting, Osman Bey may turn to unexpected alliances. Could he rely more heavily on his father's teachings, or perhaps seek new methods for leading his people? Betrayal and loyalty. Given the themes of loyalty, betrayal, and sacrifice, we may witness a significant act of betrayal from within Osman Bey's closest circle. Is it possible that someone who has stood by him for years might become his most dangerous enemy? Will the Nökers remain completely loyal to Osman Bey, or is there room for betrayal? Who could be the first to question their loyalty to him, and why? How do you think the Byzantine Empire will continue to affect Osman Bey's actions? Will their influence be a driving factor in his decisions? Can Osman Bey afford to rely on alliances, or should he focus more on strengthening his internal base to achieve his vision for the future? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. How do you foresee the Nökers' role evolving in episode 180 and beyond? Osman Bey has always been someone who values loyalty, but he also knows when to forge strategic alliances. His ability to read people and situations is one of his defining characteristics, and in episode 180, it seems likely that he'll be forced to make some uncomfortable choices. He may have to work with individuals or groups who may not share his long-term vision, but who are crucial to his immediate survival. The balance between pragmatism and idealism will be a key theme in this episode. The Mongol threat, for instance, is ever-present, and while Osman has faced them before, they are a more complex enemy than ever. With their unpredictable moves and desire to expand their territory, the Mongols could become an even greater force to reckon with in this episode. Could this lead Osman to make dangerous alliances with rival factions in order to resist the Mongol onslaught? This is a scenario that seems increasingly plausible as the series progresses. At the same time, the Byzantine Empire is plotting behind the scenes. They know that Osman Bey's strength lies in uniting the Turkish tribes and forging a powerful state, and they will do everything they can to disrupt this process. Episode 180 could see Byzantium becoming more aggressive in its efforts to destabilize Osman Bey's position. The fact that Osman Bey continues to make alliances with other Turkish beyliks, particularly with those who have historically been rivals, is an interesting move. The question remains, how much longer can he rely on these allies, especially when his ultimate goal seems to be the creation of a unified and independent state under his rule? The more Osman's influence grows, the more jealous and competitive his rivals will become. This episode could introduce new rivalries and challenges that will push Osman Bey to his limits, forcing him to reconsider his relationships and strategies. As the pressures from all sides mount, the lines between friend and foe may blur, and Osman's leadership will be tested in ways he has not yet experienced. Key predictions. Political alliances. The potential for new political alliances is high, but how much trust should Osman place in these temporary partnerships? Could someone he allies with in this episode end up becoming a threat in the future? Mongol infiltration. The Mongol threat is likely to escalate. Could they launch a direct assault on Osman Bey's forces, or even attempt to destabilize his relationships with his allies? In the world of Kuruluş Osman, betrayal is never far from the surface, and episode 180 will likely offer us a closer look at the power struggles that continue to unfold within Osman's ranks. While While loyalty has been an important theme throughout the series, it's clear that the relationships Osman maintains with his closest companions will be tested, perhaps more than ever before. Osman Bey's strength has always been his ability to maintain a delicate balance between leadership and empathy. However, as his power grows, he faces the uncomfortable truth that not everyone who follows him does so purely out of loyalty. Some follow him for their own agendas, while others may feel neglected or sidelined in the larger political game. The more Osman rises, the more difficult it becomes to maintain trust among his inner circle. One of the most intriguing aspects of the series is the thin line between loyalty and ambition. In episode 180, we could see one of Osman's trusted companions, someone who has been by his side for a long time, begin to question their role. Will the pressure of the growing empire lead to a deep betrayal, as we've seen in the past with characters like Bala Hatton, or the internal conflicts within the Ke tribe? There's always a possibility that someone within Osman's close circle will feel slighted or disregarded and ultimately act in their own self-interest. The issue of betrayal is often linked to power dynamics, and this episode could explore just how far some characters are willing to go to either elevate themselves or secure their position within Osman's empire. Could one of his closest allies, out of fear or desperation, make a drastic move that endangers the entire operation? Could a figure from Osman's past return, leading to a re-examination of his trust in others? At the same time, Osman Bey is not a naive leader. His ability to recognize danger is something that has kept him alive through many challenges. But as he tries to maintain his alliances and support base, he must constantly stay one step ahead of those who might betray him for personal gain. In this episode, we may witness Osman forced into a situation where he must outsmart someone he once trusted. Another key aspect of the episode will likely focus on the politics of power. As Osman's influence continues to spread, the rival factions will intensify their efforts to undermine his progress. The question is, who within Osman's ranks will take advantage of these power struggles? Will anyone seek to take advantage of Osman's growing influence and try to seize control from within? As the leader of the Ke tribe, Osman Bey has already proven that he is a skilled tactician, but in this episode, his political acumen will be tested even further. His enemies will not simply rely on force. They will attempt to infiltrate his inner circle, using his allies to do their bidding. The stakes have never been higher, and the consequences of any misstep in this regard could be devastating. Could a character like Fargun Hatton, who has always had her own agenda, begin to play a more significant role in trying to sway Osman's allies toward her side? Or perhaps a figure like Egil, who has already shown her potential for manipulation, might make her move to further her personal interests? These characters are just some examples of individuals who may attempt to take advantage of the shifting dynamics within Osman's inner circle. Betrayal from within. A trusted companion or ally may decide to act against Osman Bey, motivated by their own ambitions or personal grievances. This betrayal could have far-reaching consequences, leading to significant internal conflict within Osman's camp. Power struggles. As Osman's empire grows, so does the desire of his allies to gain more power and influence. Tensions within the inner circle could result in power struggles that threaten the unity of the Ke tribe. Machiavellian moves. The episode could see certain characters using more Machiavellian tactics to manipulate Osman's closest followers. The question will be whether Osman can detect these moves in time, or if he'll be blindsided by one of his closest allies.